See, I need to talk about this stuff. You don't really realize some things until you start talking about it out loud to someone else. Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of the TheYarnGiraffe podcast. That's what I think I'm calling it anyway. This is the pilot episode, I guess you could say. I've overthought this episode a lot over the past few months. I've been wanting to do a knitting podcast for quite a while. Knitting and crochet podcast. And this is mostly going to be talking about garments and all the other crafty things that I am making. I do make a lot of crochet plushies, although I don't do it as much anymore. I will also share like patterns that I write for crochet plushies. That's kind of what I'm doing on the side, and then I'm going to be putting more energy into the knitting and crochet garment podcast to talk about all my projects that I'm super passionate about, because I need an outlet and I need some more crochet and knitting friends to talk to and outlet all that information to. So let us get started. So I will be starting with finished objects, words. I have just a couple to show you. This is the Ripple Crop Top Worsted by Jessie Made Designs. I absolutely love this pattern. It is the 4th top of this pattern, which actually, let me tell you what I'm wearing right now, which is that exact pattern. This is made in Bad Sheep Yarn's Sprout colorway in the DK weight, and it is just so cute, so cute. I love the way that this top fits me. I'm trying not to show you my bottoms because I'm just wearing sweats, but yeah, it is fitted all the way around. It's a V-neck, beautiful. It's not top down, it's bottom up, and then you work the back panel and the front pieces separately. You bind them up here, and then you just work the little sleeves. I absolutely love this. You only need 2 skeins, or basically like 1.5 or so, but 2 skeins of DK weight yarn or worsted weight yarn to make this. It is so cute. It's my go-to pattern whenever I'm looking at like special yarns and stuff. I'm always like, oh, I would love to just buy 2 of those so that I can make a ripple crop top. So there is another one of these in my future. I am gonna kind of limit myself a little bit and make sure that I'm not making like 50 of these. So I'm going to make a new one maybe every year. So this is the one I finished this year, but I didn't start it. So I can definitely start another one this year and finish it. I started making this August 28th of 2024, so last year. And I finished it in January, at the end of January this year. So it took me a little bit to finish it, but I stopped working on it mainly because it was like fall time and I wanted to start working on fall projects. And it's funny because I had literally done everything except the little sleeves. And these little sleeves don't take very long at all, except the 4mm needles that I use are not like, it just takes a while to do it because I have to do like magic loop basically with I need some like small circumference needles or something. But I made this in Vita Lana Lofty DK. This is a yarn from Knit Crate. I actually have some right here. I actually have 3 different colors of this. I have a blue, a yellow, and this pink, peachy pink. This is in the colorway Spray Rose, and it is 48% merino, 20% baby alpaca, and 32% organic Pima cotton, which is just a lovely, lofty blend of yarn, as the name states. I love this yarn. It's a chainette construction. It's really cool. The unfortunate thing about the yarn is that it is from Knit Crate, which is since gone out of business like a few years ago, I think. I really do wish they were still around. I love their yarns. They're high quality. They're beautiful. I never had a problem with them. But yeah, I love this yarn, Vita Lana Lofty DK. Very luscious, beautiful, soft yarn. And it's really interesting how it works up. It kind of doesn't look very smooth, to be honest, when I knit it up. I don't know if it's like the heathered look or if it's like the chainette construction or something. I'm not digging it totally in this top. This is kind of thin as well because it's a light color. It's a little see-through, but it's perfect for summer. It's got the cotton in there, it's breathable, and it's like a thinner weight yarn, so it's not going to be very heavy and like warm. So I look forward to wearing this in the summer. I mostly am just going to be wearing it with a cardigan, because that's just how I feel most comfortable wearing them right now. that is that project. I'm very happy to be done with this project and get it out of my whips pile. And by the way, when you see me looking over here a lot, I'm looking at my computer to reference all the information for each project. So on to the next project. We have the Bayside shirt by the Little Wolf Knits by Brianna Lupino. And I really love this top. It's so cute. It fits really nice. There are a few things I would change about it. I did follow it exactly to the pattern for my size. Okay, looking at the notes in this project page for this pattern, I actually hurt my wrists on this pattern. I had gotten to like a certain point. So basically you start with the sleeves, and then you work all the way down. You work them to a certain amount, and then you cast on all of these body stitches, and then you work all the way down, do bust decreases, and yeah, that's it. So when I cast on all these body stitches, you know how like the first row is always the hardest on your hands, and it's just kind of the most annoying to work into. So that's kind of what was going on. I was so like, I think I was working tight. I was kind of stressed at the time. I was doing it on the way to like a family funeral, and it was like an hour away, and I had all this time to like work on this. So that's what I was trying to do. I cast on all these body stitches, and then I was trying to work into all like 100 of them or whatever it was, and I ended up not listening to my body's signals, and I really hurt my wrists. I actually couldn't really crochet or knit for a month or two before I could like start doing it a little more normally again. And I'd say I'm pretty much up to normal now. I just have to be really mindful of my wrists and my hands, and also my posture and everything, because all of that is connected. So I do a lot of like hand stretches, and you know, pushing my fingers out feels really nice on my fingers. The next thing I need to work on is probably prep before I start like knitting. Just like at least gently stretch my fingers and kind of get them warmed up and moving around. So yeah, listen to your body's signals. You really don't want to have to put down the thing that you love doing all the time for months or more or whatever. It was really hard to do that, to be honest. Mentally it was very hard, but I'm moving forward, and I got this top done. So I started this top January 19th of this year, and I finished it May 9th. So I finished it this month. Today is May 23rd. So I haven't really actually worn this top though, because there are a few things I would change about it. I'm actually going to go back and do surgery on the sleeves if I can. I believe I can. You start at the shoulder basically, and you work down. So I'm thinking, I don't know, because it's like backwards knit stitches. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure it would be fine. If I can somehow cut the yarn and just bind off like and make this shorter, that would make a world of a difference, and I would want to wear this, because right now the sleeves are just like way too long, I think, for my body shape. Not my body shape, for my body. So yeah, I took some pictures on my Ravelry page. You can go look at them if you would like. I will have that link down below, as well as all the patterns and everything that I talk about in this video. And I have all the details of like how much yarn I used. Actually, I didn't reweigh. I need to reweigh this. I need to weigh this project and actually update exactly how much yarn I used, because I didn't use all 2 skeins. So yeah, I would change a few things about that. I would make the sleeves shorter, and then I would just do the bind off a little tighter, because honestly, it's a little too stretchy. I thought I was doing it pretty tight. It's really comfortably stretchy. I mean, it's really nice, but I kind of wanted it to be a little tighter on my waist. I don't know why it's getting yellow in here. That was really strange. All right, we're good. We're not yellow anymore. All right, so there's that top. I just need to do surgery. Hopefully I can do that. I don't see a problem with that, but yeah, I don't know if because I was working this way, if I cut it and then bind off. I think this should be fine, right? Yeah. I've never done it before, so I'm gonna try that though, because I really want to wear this top. It's so cute. Oh, and the last thing that I need to tell you about this pattern is that, or this project, The yarn that I used was actually yarn that I hand dyed myself. I was just having a little bit of fun. I just speckled a bunch of blue all over the yarn. I got this yarn from Nomad Yarns. This is their Votive DK base, which has 10% cashmere in it, I believe. It's really soft, really squishy, really nice. I really like it. And I think it has 10 nylon. Yeah, it's an MCN blend. So merino cashmere nylon blend. It's very nice, very flowy, very soft. So I really look forward to doing surgery on this and then actually being able to wear it and feel good in it. So there is that project. And then the last finished object I have is actually just this little square. This is basically just like a swatch, I guess, but I was just practicing Tunisian crochet for fun. I don't really want to make a project with Tunisian crochet right now because I would have to invest in some like hooks and stuff like that, which I need to buy myself a set of interchangeable needles first before I get into another craft. So this will be something maybe I try out again, like at a later date. I've done Tunisian crochet a few times, but it's really only been to make like little mug rugs. So this is basically a mug rug. I'm just going to have it like sit on my table in like the living room, and I can put my scissors and my needle and stitch markers and stuff on top so that they're not like moving around and sliding around on the table and making a bunch of noise. And I did make a few mistakes on the edge because Tunisian crochet, if you've tried it before, it's kind of hard to get like that last stitch, sort of the first stitch too. It's kind of difficult to see what's going on in the beginning, especially. This is a video tutorial I followed from TLYarnGiraffe for the smock stitch, I believe, which I'll also have linked down below if you're interested. It's really pretty, isn't it? And I worked it in Yarn Bee's like worsted weight cotton in their like grassy green color. I'm not really sure like exactly the color and stuff. I don't have the label anymore. But yeah, I thought it would be a really cute spring like coaster mug rug thing on like the table in the living room. So there is that. All right, now on to whips. So let me close these pages with my finished objects. All right, the whip that I am about to finish, hopefully maybe even today if I stay focused enough, but this is the Viscountess V-neck summer top by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. She has a free YouTube pattern video, although she doesn't go through all of the size numbers and everything. You'll have to go to her blog or buy the PDF for it, but she does have this for free on her blog, which is where I went and followed it. This is knit in the size small, and I used a 3.5 hook for the ribbing and 4mm hook for the body. This is crocheted in the Paintbox Yarns 4-ply cotton, which is their fingering weight yarn. This is in the color mint green, color number 16. It's very lovely, very soft, not stiff at all. It's 100% cotton and it's 50-gram balls. So I have used I've been on my third ball, and I think I'll be able to finish it with my third ball because I'm going to make the sleeves pretty short. So I should be able to finish it with that third ball. So like 150 grams or so, I believe is what I've used. Although I will update the exact yardage. Once I'm done with the project, I'm going to weigh it before I weave in my ends. And then I am going to update in the project page how much yardage I actually used for everyone else's reference. So the modification that I have done, pretty much the only mods that I have done on this is this beautiful, cute little scalloped edging that I worked in the back loop only, and I provided like instructions on how I did this in my Ravelry page and my notes if you're interested in making a little scalloped edge on any of your pieces, or like if you're making this top. But I think working it in the back loop only made this cute little like pretty extra detail that just makes it look really adorable. It does flip up like the slightest little bit, but when I block it, I know it's just going to be fine. Like it's not going to be a problem because it's not even really a problem right now either, which is why I worked it in the back loop only to help keep it in the back and laying flat and not like flipping up. And I did actually provide pictures in my Ravelry page on the 3 different attempts that I did with this scalloped edging. I've really just been having fun with this top. I've been experimenting, which I will show you in the back here next. my next experiment. But yeah, you can see the tests that I did. I did like test 1, test 2, test 3. I have like arrows and everything. Like everything is pretty detailed. So if I were to ever come back and reference this pattern again and make it again, which I definitely would make again, it's so cute, especially for summer, then I have the instructions right there. I have everything that I tried and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is like kind of the best option that I came up with for myself and the look that I was going for. So there it is. I just finished the back ribbing here. I did the front in crochet ribbing as the pattern states. I did do my ribbing a little bit shorter than she suggests. And then I actually just went ahead and had fun with it and just knit the back panel area. Well, they're not panels, but the back ribbing has been knit. So as you can see, they're not connected. They're like, the knit is like stretching over here and whatever. But if I just take like a string and sew it together here, it will look just fine. And you'll be able to see like it is slightly different. I don't think anybody would ever notice really, but I still don't know if I'm going to keep it like that either. I'm experimenting still. So like I said, I just bound off the knit ribbing today in the car on the way home. And I have yet to try it on. So I'm going to try it on, see if it cinches in the top enough for my waist, because the crochet ribbing seems to be cinching in more than the knit might be, because the knit is so stretchy. So if anything, I'll just pull all the knit out and just do the entire bottom in crochet ribbing, which I really like the look of as well in the fingering weight. So I don't mind doing that at all, but I'm not going to try it on yet until I at least finish a sleeve. So once I finish a sleeve and I can like try it on and see if that's like the length that I want for my arms, then I can also assess, is the body like how I want it. So there's that. I'm almost finished with it. I do plan to do these podcasts bi-weekly, so maybe every 2 weeks is kind of my goal right now. So by the next time that you see me, I should have that top done, and maybe I'll even wear it, because maybe by then it'll be hot enough to wear it, because it's been in the 50s and it's been pretty cold. So moving on. Next, I'll try to get through these pretty quickly, although I do have quite a few things to say about this top, but I don't have very much storage on my phone, so I kind of need to speed it up. So this next project is the Cozy Classic Raglan Tee by Jessie Made Designs, and I'm actually making it like a little bit different. I was going to use smaller needles, but then like the cast on was too tight and I needed to redo it or something. And like I had started this project last year at some point and I did like a tighter gauge, which is exactly what I wanted. I mean, look how flowy and floppy and delicious this fabric is. It's so silky soft. But the cast on was way too tight and it actually ended up stretching out the neck so much that it started waving and I was like, I could barely get it over my head even. So I was like, ooh, I should have just cast on a larger number of stitches, to be honest, to make the neck hole bigger so that I could comfortably fit my head through it. But I did not even do that for this top. I just used the regular needle, like suggested needle sizes in the pattern for the cast on and all that stuff. I still have yet to try this on. I'm not done with the increases yet, but I'm getting there. But I've also not been finding that I want to work on this project at all because I'm like, this isn't even the gauge that I wanted. It's a lot looser and more see-through. And I know when I block it, it'll kind of blossom a little bit, but it'll also stretch. So I don't know if it's going to turn out how I envisioned, or if I want to cast on a larger number of stitches, have a smaller gauge and do it that way. But I know that this tee would be so lovely to wear in the summer, like especially around the house. So that's why I'm like, okay, I can maybe finish this one and continue with this one, because if it's see-through, I could just wear it around the house and it's fine, or I can wear a tank top underneath. But yeah, I don't know yet. I have to find the motivation to pick this project up again and work on it, but it's a really fun pattern. I love the pattern. I actually made this pattern last year in February. It was my first time working with DK Weight yarn, and I've been so obsessed ever since. But I made a whole like sweater, oversized, medium-sized sweater for it, which I actually need to change some things about. But I'll make a video about that at some other point. The yarn that I used is Lamia Bamboo. This I got from Hobium Yarns, which is based in Denmark, I believe. And it is a luscious yarn. Although the yarn is kind of splitty as well, so when you're working with it, just keep that in mind. But I would totally recommend this yarn. It's so smooth and silky. I even have a couple balls in this blue color, which is very pretty. Very beautiful blue. That is my kind of blue. So there is that project. Hopefully I can work on this a little bit more soon, but it's not something that is really grabbing my attention. All right. The next whip, which is pretty much the last whip that I have right now. I do actually technically have like 25 or something more whips somewhere. I have a whole bin and I have a whole box in the living room with whips, but these are just the whips that are having most of my attention right now. So this, I'm just calling in my Ravelry Random Grannies because they're just sunburst granny squares. But this is all made with my hand-dyed yarn. I don't currently sell it, but I am going to sell some hand-dyed yarns that I have made or dyed. So I will probably get to show those to you at some point whenever I'm starting to list them. I'll go ahead and show you guys before I list them, and then if you're interested, you can always just check out my Ravelry my Etsy, and purchase them there if you're interested. But I've pretty much just been having fun with dyeing yarn. I've just kind of been experimenting to see if I like it. This is probably like my favorite color that I have mixed up. I actually mixed up dyes to make this color, and it's so delicious. It's like a deep caramely coffee color. Oh my gosh. I think I would call this coffee stain, and it's like the most delicious coffee stain that you would want to have. Like, it's the only coffee stain I guess you would want. But yeah, I love this one too. This blue and like, oh, it's just like speckled so beautifully with like a little bit of green and like purples and stuff. And it's just so pretty. I love that one. And then this is another favorite, is this like pink with orange and blues, a little bit of blue in there. And each, these were dyed on 20-gram minis. So each 20-gram mini actually made 4 squares. Plus I use this base color. This is just an undyed skein of DK weight. I think it's all the same. No, this is Lucia. So I got this from Nomad Yarns, and this is the Lucia DK base, and then the actual dyed yarns are on the Votive DK minis. So this is a 20-gram mini, super cute. This pink does not have the orange in it. I actually prefer the orange speckles on the pink. It looks so cute. It just brightens it up. It makes it kind of look like birthday cake or something, like pink birthday cake. So I've been really loving just randomly making granny squares. I don't exactly know what I'm going to make with these yet, but it's just yarn that I have had fun dyeing in the past, and I am now doing something with those little minis. Like I experimented with this yarn, and now I'm working them up to see how those experiments like work up and how they look actually made into something. So I've been having a lot of fun with this. These are just in the bottom of my little project bag that I take with me for my green top that I have been working on. And if I ever get bored of working on whatever main project that I'm bringing with me, I can always just work on a granny square. It's like a nice backup project in case I just need something to work with my hands with. But yeah, those are the granny squares. I might make like a cardigan or a pillow or a blanket eventually. That would be a lot of squares, but that would also be a really fun project to do with my own hand-dyed yarns. It'd be really fun and meaningful for me. So those are a few ideas that I have for that. And then the last couple of things here are just future projects that I'm going to cast on soon. These are swatches for the Cumulus Tee by Petite Knit. I have never knit a Petite Knit pattern, but I'm really excited about this one. All of her patterns, of course, look beautiful, and I know a lot of people are obsessed with Petite Knit, and she is extremely popular. She writes really nice patterns, I hear. So I'm really excited to start this top. It is a fingering weight top, and it's a pretty tight gauge. As you can see, it is pretty tight. I actually did this swatch first, which was a little bit too big of a gauge, and so I had to buy some 2.75 millimeter needles and work with this one. And it's a slightly tighter gauge, but it's actually just 1 stitch off from gauge. It's like 26 stitches and gauge is like 28. It's a couple. Oh no, the second gauge swatch. That was the first one. The second gauge swatch was 27 stitches when the gauge is 28. So I'm totally fine with that if it's like slightly bigger. Is that what that would be? I don't know. But I had these 10-gram mini skeins of Expression Fiber Arts Crema Sock Base, which I actually have some of the full-size skeins right here. They are absolutely beautiful. This is the yarn I'm actually going to make the top in. I apologize if the camera angle and the lighting has changed a little bit. I had to re-record this because my camera cut me off and I didn't really realize until after I started editing the video. So I'm re-recording this now, but this is the beautiful, smooth, delicious, super squishy and soft yarn from Expression Fiber Arts. This is in the Crema Sock Base. It is a 70% superwash merino wool and 30% mulberry silk blend. It is 350 yards in 1 skein, which is like 50 yards less than I think is kind of a standard fingering weight skein. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. I didn't really realize that until I read that. But I think I should have enough for the top. Actually, let me go ahead and check that real quick. I plan on making these size small, and you start needing about 1,100 yards at the extra small, so I don't know that I'm gonna have enough of this green specifically, but I think I have 3 of a beautiful blue that actually would be really cute, so I may actually just do that color instead. I was gonna kind of save that for something a little bigger, maybe a longer sleeved thing, but given that these have less yardage, which again, I didn't even really realize until I said that, but so that's a good thing that I'm doing this podcast, isn't it? See, I need to talk about this stuff. You don't really realize some things until you start talking about it out loud to someone else. So, yeah, I may have to rethink that a little bit. I don't think I'll do the sleeves quite as long as she has done. It looks like it kind of goes almost to the elbow. I think I would probably just do a short sleeve, but at that point I don't even think I could make up like that much yardage just by shortening the sleeves. So yeah, I'll have to rethink that a little bit. And depending on how long she made her top, that's also a thing, because maybe I could make it slightly shorter, but I also don't want to play yarn chicken like that either. So yeah, 700 yards. Yeah, no way. I would know. There's no way. Right? That's like a whole skein of yarn I'd have to be like making up for. Well, maybe. Maybe I'll make this one. It will take me a little bit of time to cast this on, even though I just did the gauge swatch. It will take me a little bit of time to do this because I kind of need to finish a few other things before I start something that's going to take me so much time, like this fingering weight top with such a tight gauge. So this might take me like all summer to make, to be honest, but let me go get that blue yarn. I need to show it to you because it is absolutely beautiful. All right, here is the, stunning, stunningly gorgeous, delicious, beautiful tones of blue. This is in the color Bluebell. Perfect name. So pretty. And this green, if you were wondering, this was a limited edition color in the color The Nerades. I'm not really sure how you say that. But that was a limited edition color and I had to get my hands on that because that is a beautiful green. Look how cute they are together too. That's kind of cute. But this blue is absolutely stunning. This is like the perfect blue that I just absolutely love. This would be a stunning top. So I think this might be enough. That would be, actually no, maybe this won't be enough. Did I just make all these couple of gauge swatches? for fun. I guess I just made these for fun. And at the end of the day, if I don't have enough yarn, I'm gonna have to think about this more, but I'm pretty sure I won't have enough yarn. I don't even think 3 skeins would be enough unless I was like mixing all of these, but I don't think I will do that. I'm not trying to make anything like ombre or striped. I'm trying to make like a nice solid neutral tone top. So this might take some rethinking. Again, it's a good thing that I am doing this podcast because I wouldn't have wanted to start that project and then in the middle of it be like, wait, I don't have enough yarn. Oh no, what am I gonna do? So, all right. Well, I guess that one is up in the air right now, but that's all right. It happens. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to talk about is this DK Weight Vanilla Socks pattern by Kay Litton. I believe that this is a free pattern on Ravelry that I downloaded and printed out for fun because I think it would be fun to try and use paper patterns again. And then I can highlight my size and like actually reference a physical piece of paper because I kind of hate going on my phone. I kind of don't want to go on my phone anymore for referencing my patterns, to be honest. So I'm trying that out. And this is the yarn that I would love to use. This is from Bad Sheep Yarns. This is in the DK weight base. And it is part of the Flopsy sale that she'll have a couple of times a year, I believe. They don't have like set dates or anything, but I think it's like as she accumulates a bunch of like oopsie skeins of yarn that just have like little dye mistakes or like she was just having fun like dyeing them. She like puts all of these together and then you get like 3 packs, I think. I think you can get singles too, maybe. I'm not sure. I think it's all like 3 packs. But I got a 3-pack of the DK weight base and it was like a black, a dark blue, and this one. And they pair up beautifully together, but I honestly don't know that I would want to use them all together. So I think this would be the perfect thing to make my first pair of DK weight socks with. I have made a couple of pairs of worsted weight socks, and those were 100% merino wool, which wore out very quickly. They lasted 1 season of winter. 1 season. I wore them so much because they were so comfy and so nice and cozy for the winter time, especially to wear to bed. Wearing a pair of hand knit cozy socks to bed is beautiful. It is so cozy. It's so nice to fall asleep in them. So I'm really looking forward to making a pair of DK weight socks because I think since this has 25% nylon in it, it will be the perfect wear ability. Like it'll last a couple of seasons. This is supposed to be the outro, but my necklace is caught on my top. Oh gosh. And that is the end of this podcast episode number 1. I'm so proud of myself for finally making this episode and actually editing it and posting it because I've made this episode like probably 3 times and I haven't liked it any of those times. So I'm actually going for it this time and woohoo! We're doing it. So I am so excited to hear what you guys are working on. Please feel free to let me know down below what you are finishing up for spring, what you're excited for the summer, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks with updates on all of my projects. Hopefully I will have some finished ones and maybe something new casted on. Probably not that shirt though because I don't have enough yarn for it, but maybe something else. Probably something else. So I will see you guys in a few weeks, and until then, happy making! Bye.